My name's Ahmed Latif. I'm a local GP and clinical lead for long-term conditions at Oxfordshire Clinical Commissioning Group. I'm here today to encourage you to get active, stay healthy. We know that physical exercise is good for your mental and physical health. For patients with cancer, we know that the more active you can stay, the better your prognosis is. We know that it will improve things in the long run. So it may not be that you need to join the gym, but anything you can manage, including things around the house, will be beneficial in the long run. So do stay active, do stay moving, and stay healthy.
Hello, my name is Dr. Rebecca Robinson, and I'm a consultant in sport and exercise medicine. My job involves helping people to get back to fitness after significant illness and injury, and I work in the field of exercise and cancer rehabilitation. In terms of a diagnosis of cancer, we know it can be difficult to find the motivation and sometimes the right ways of staying active, but we know that it's really beneficial at all stages, from diagnosis, before treatment, during and after cancer treatment. Before treatment, whether that's preparing for a surgery or chemotherapy, it can be very helpful to optimise your aerobic fitness and also strength. This doesn't have to be difficult, and sometimes it can involve exercise around the house and small goals such as going up and down steps, and you might want to use some light weights at home. During treatment, we know that staying active is important. This can help your ability to tolerate treatment. We also see that it helps people maintain muscle mass, and that can be important for your strength during treatment and afterwards too. Sometimes you'll need to modify your activity, especially if you've been unwell or your blood counts are low, for example. It can be really helpful to talk to your specialist or a specialist in exercise, rehabilitation or medicine at that time to work out what is right for you. After treatment can be a good time to reset some small goals. Use people around you to buddy and help to motivate you, and think what matters to you. It can take time to build on the adaptations, but once you've come this far, you can go much further. Hopefully these resources will help you to take the first steps.
Hello, my name's Sarah. Thank you so much for joining me for this 30-minute workout. I hope you're feeling okay. Whatever you do, make sure you work at your own level, at your own pace, and rest whenever you need to. Here we go with a warm-up. Now I want you to start marching through your feet. Now you can hold a support if you need to. I haven't got one today, but you might at home have a table or a chair or the kitchen worktop. All right, and just work out at your own level. So, just marching through to start with. Whilst you march, can you think about your posture? Can you think about starting to stand up a little bit taller, bring your shoulders back and down, and look forwards? And just see how you're feeling today. All right, see how you're feeling. If you're just thinking, actually, I'd rather do this in the chair, do it in the chair. That is all absolutely fine. So the first 15 minutes are going to be about raising your heart rate just a little bit, making you breathe a little bit more deeply than usual. So, first thing is to mobilize these joints. Hold your feet still for me. Take them wide so you've got a nice wide base. Take the lock off the knees. Take the arms down by your side. Squeeze your shoulders up to the ears and then back down. And do that movement again. That's good. And just feel how that's really good for those shoulders, lifting them and lowering them. And do one more time. All right, that's good. Now I want you to give your shoulders a roll. So I want you to take them forwards up, back and down. And do that movement again. Forwards up, back and down. Wonderful. And do two more. Just feel how that just works through the shoulders and just see how you're feeling in all those bones and joints this morning. All right, super. Stop there. Bring your feet back in and let's have another march. Off you go. So gradually start to make that movement a little bit bigger. So just getting it just slightly more dynamic. That's it. And again, just see how you're feeling, because you could be going at my speed, you could be going slower, you could be going slightly faster. That is all absolutely fine. It's good. So remember, this is your workout, so work at a pace that suits you. All right. Good. Looking good, looking good. So let's hold your feet still again and take them wide into that lovely wide base. Take the lock off your knees again. Just tilt that pelvis underneath you and lift up tall. Arms down by your side. I want you to lean side to side. Don't mind which way you lean, doesn't matter. We're going to do the same on each side. All right, good. So you're leaning down, coming back to the middle, leaning down, and coming back to the middle. Wonderful. So you're leaning in a nice straight line with that hip. That's good. Good. And just feel how that's just warming up through the spine. All right, that's good. And let's just do one more time, leaning in that lovely straight line. Excellent. Excellent. Coming on back to the middle. Good. Up beautifully tall again. Take the lock off your knees. Can you fold your arms? Again, relax the shoulders. Can you turn and look over one shoulder for me? Come on back to the middle. That's it. Nice gentle movements to start with. That's ace. That's ace. Good. And just make sure you've got your hips facing forwards. That's it. Just working through the spine. And you can just look over that shoulder as well as you go. So get that little bit of neck mobility. All right. Let's do one more time each side. That's it. Just smooth out the movement. That's good. Keep the shoulders back and down. Beautiful. Come back to the middle here and pop your hands on your hips. Now, circle your hips around for me. Go one way. All right, that's good. Nice big circle through those hips. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And then around you go the other way. So all the time, just seeing how you're feeling in those bones and joints. Just see how they're moving. See what your mobility is like today. All right, terrific. Terrific. Come on back into the middle for me. Bring your feet back in and we'll have another march. All right, so I hope you're feeling all right. This is still your warm-up, so keep it nice and easy. That's good. That's good. Just giving your circulation a boost. Good. Getting the blood flowing around the body. Getting the breathing just going a little bit deeper. Just ever so little. That's it. Good. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, just going to work on your knees and your ankles for a little moment. Hold your feet still and then just start to lift a knee. So you can hold on to something if you want to, if your balance is feeling off this morning. If it's not, up lovely and tall, and you can take the opposite hand over towards that opposite knee. That's good. Good. And again, just see how you're feeling. See if you can keep the chest lifted. See if you can keep that knee coming up towards your chest. Good. And gradually making the movement that little bit bigger as you start to mobilize through. That's great. That's good. All right, you can stop there, take your feet a little bit wider and take a heel up towards your bottom. All right. Now, I'm doing mine quite wide and I've got that bit of a sway. If you would rather have them narrow, bring your heels up to your bottom, that is fine too. All right, so the aim is to just mobilize through that knee joint, getting the heel coming up towards your bottom. That's good. That's great. Lovely. All right, great. Come on back into the middle for me and have another march again. Off you go. All right, so hopefully you're starting to kind of just feel it, get into it a bit more. That's it. That's great. Keep looking forwards. Excellent. Good. And can you feel how your arms and legs are just starting to move a little bit more, a little bit bigger? All right. Slow it down again. One more piece of mobility for your ankle. I want you to do heel and toe and heel and toe. Now you can hold on, or you might want to do something a bit more coordinating with those arms. How's that? All right, do one more. You can stop there. And you can change sides. So look, hold something if you need to. Put your arms on your hips if you feel like you want to do it like that. Or bicep curl. That bit of coordination there. How are you doing? Good. All right, last one. Come on back into the middle for me and start to march. All right, looking great. So that is your warm-up done. What I want you to do now is start to go with the flow. Make the movement that bit bigger. Good. And we're going to start to work just a little bit harder. All right, about 10 minutes or so, okay? Good. Rest whenever you need to. All right, and come back and do it another time, or stay with me if you can. All right, let's take your toes out to the side. Off you go. So just tap out, tap out. So you can have your hands on your hips and you can keep them there. Or if you feel like you want to coordinate today, start to do a bicep curl at the same time. So now you can go at my speed, you can go slower, or you can go a little bit faster and a little bit bouncier. So remember, it's your workout and you work at a level that suits you. Looking good? All right, well done. Now I want you to slow that movement down. So pop your hands on your hips again and slow it down. So I want you to do step, middle, step, middle, all right? Step. So you've got a squat. This is a side squat. Push your bum back. Now, would you like to do something with those arms? Push them forwards, back, forwards, and back. So you've got two movements, a forward movement and a backwards movement. There. Chest lifted. Good. Working through those thighs. One more time each side. Last one. Let's go back into your march. Off you go. March again here. Good. Now, if you're feeling energetic and you want to make that march starting to become a bit more of a jog, please feel free. I'm going to keep mine as a march, but if you want to, you can increase the intensity here. Just see how you're feeling. All right. Good. Tap your toes behind you. Hold your feet just still a sec and tap those toes behind you. So can you see it's just the toes going back? And again, if you want to, add in those bicep curls. Good. How's that breathing going? All right. Getting all the blood flowing around. Good. Excellent stuff. Great. Keep the toes going back. Change your arms to a front raise. How's that? Bit bigger on the arms. Makes the whole thing a bit harder. Good. Looking great. Good. Nice deep breaths. Good. Working nice and hard now, as hard as you can here, okay? Now, pop those hands back on your hips. Slow the legs down again. So you go back lunge. You go back lunge. Good. Just the toe coming down at the back. Feet hip width apart still. Good. Now, if you want to do something with your arms here, let's go. Squeeze out. Squeeze out. Now, if that feels uncomfortable, all right, take it lower down. Or just don't do anything at all with your arms. So see how you feel, all right? See how you feel. It doesn't matter. Just keep working through at a pace that suits you. Good. Promise me. Good. One more time each side. Looking great. March through your feet. Off you go. All right, brilliant. So remember, here, you can make this intensity bigger if you want it to be. So if you want it to be more of a jog, make it a jog. If you want it to be a march, make it a march. It can be smaller. All right, you choose whatever works for you here. All right, you're looking great, I'm sure. Tap your toes in front now. Ready, steady? Let's do a tap. Let's do a tap. All right. So you've got arms again if you want to. Push, push, push. Good. Lovely. Now see how you're feeling in your arms. You might want those arms lower. You might want to do one arm. Just see what works for you. All right, see what works for you today. Good. Keep pushing if you can. See how you're feeling. Keep those feet going. So the arms and the legs make it harder, doesn't it, if you do arms and legs together? All right, try and keep your legs going. That's the important thing in this section. All right, pop your arms back on your hips and slow it down into a forward lunge. Ready? Forward lunge. Good. Excellent. All right, arms, if you want them, they're coming out to the side. But look, they can be low, remember? They can be down here, or they can stay on your hips. Or feel free to hold your support for this one, because it's quite a balance challenge. See how your knees are feeling? Looking great. Looking great. 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and march, off you go. Now, this is your last sort of marching bit. And what we're going to try and do for this last bit is take the intensity up, down, and up and down. Whereas this is your last bit of kind of hard work before we go down, down, down. So now, come with me if you can. Make the march or the jog bigger here for a count of 8 more, 7 more, 6 more. How are you doing? 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more. Now slow it down right here. Get your breath back, get your breath back. See how you're feeling again? Get it back, get it back. Grab a drink if you need one, okay? We're gonna do that one more time. Ready? Nice big movement, as big as you can. Ready? Steady, and here we go, here we go. All right, well done. Remember, if you wanna make it a jog, you go for it, I'm not. We're going for 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Slow it down. We have done it. Well done. Now, we're going down the other side now. All right? So, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Slow it down. Slow it down. Good. Slow it down. All right. Cooling down movements here. Take your feet so they are wide. Turn the knees and the toes out. And see if you can sway from side to side. So now, arms here. Take an arm, reach, pull, reach, pull. Now you can always support your arm if you need to, or you can leave it out altogether, don't mind. 3 more, 3. Just get that bit of a twist in the waist. 2, 1, put your arms back. Same thing on the other side. So see how you feel on this side. See how you feel. You can look at your hand as you pull it back. Up to you. All right, up to you. Just see how you're feeling. Remember, it's your workout. Work at a level that suits you today. 1 more. Pop it back on your hips. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. All right. 1 more time. We're going to take the arm out. In, out. You see the difference? We're still taking it wide, but you're opening the chest, reaching out. For 4, you can look at your hand. For 3, or you can look forwards. For 2, 1, pop it back. Other side, and reach, and reach. And now how are those knees doing? Just out over the line of the ankles, remember? For 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Relax here. Make the movement much smaller. You have done brilliantly. All right, ease that intensity right down. Slow your feet so they come still, and gently bring them back in, into a squat. Hold your feet still. Push your bum back, lift up tall. Push your bum back, lift up tall. Well done. Do 4 more. So this is really good for strength of those thighs. That's good. And we've slowed the movement right down. 1 more. Come on back into the middle here and just gently move through your feet or wiggle through your arms. All right, good. All right, bit of strength now for your outer thigh. Now, bring your feet together, step together, lift your leg out. Now the other side, step together, lift your leg out. Good. Step, close, together. So what we're going to work on here is strengthening those outer thighs. And you're working on your balance as well, your dynamic balance as you step side to side. Now, if you want to use arms, you can, all right, you can. You can use arms, but you don't have to, all right? You don't have to. We're going to do 4 more, okay? 3. All right, 2 more. Good. 1 more. Brilliant. All right, give everything a bit of a wiggle out again here. We're going to go back to those squats, all right? So we're going to do 10 more, squatting down and lifting a knee at the same time. So, hold something if you need to. Use this one as a bit of a practice. Come here, lift your knee. Oh, much more of a challenge on that strength and balance. All right, so let's go for 8. Let's go for 8. And lift. And 7. And lift. Well done. And 6. And lift, well done, and 5. Excellent. All right, now, 4 more to go. Keep pushing your bum back, stand tall, lift the knee, and down, stand tall, lift the knee. 2 more, push your bum back, stand tall, lift the knee. 1 more time. All right, excellent, excellent. Now, have a bit of a breather there, have a bit of a wiggle through those legs. Excellent stuff. Now, hold your feet so they're about hip width apart. Pop the hands on the top of your bottom and squeeze the shoulder blades together to give yourself a chest stretch. Get that oxygen in. Excellent stuff. Excellent. All right. And give yourself a bit of a wiggle out. Now, we're going to do 1 more stretch. 1 more here before we move on to the floor to do a bit more strength and balance. Hold your feet still. Hold a support if you need to. Take your feet back. Press 1 heel down into the floor. Hold a support or pop your hands on those thighs. Well done. Well done. Come on back into the middle. And then I want you to change sides. I want you to stretch off your calf. Put that heel down. Lean forwards. Brilliant. This is really good for stride length. Really important to keep that calf lovely and stretched, lovely and flexible. Okay, well done everybody. Come on back in. Give everything a bit of a wiggle out. Okay, right. Now, we're going to come down now onto the floor. We're going to do 2 exercises. We're going to do hump and hollow, and we're going to do a box balance. Now, if you don't want to come onto the floor, don't worry at all because you can do the same thing standing, all right? So, for now, come with me down onto the floor. Use a support if you need to get down. A good way of doing it is stepping forwards with your strong leg and taking your weaker leg behind you and just easing yourself down nice and gently onto all 4s, all right? And tuck that toe, all right, and then come on down onto all. Now, can you see I'm not going any further than this? We're staying on all 4s. Now, start with a nice straight spine. Get your knees so they're just underneath your hips, and then those wrists so they're underneath your shoulders. We're going to start with hump and hollow. All right, so what I need you to do is tilt your hips, lift the spine up towards the ceiling, and gently and slowly look towards your knees. Now, ease out. Come on back into a neutral spine, and then if you feel all right in your spine and your neck this morning, tilt the hips up towards the ceiling and look up as well. All right, so off you go again. Come back into that neutral spine, press down on the hands, look towards your knees, and gently and slowly come back into that neutral spine, tilt your hips up towards the ceiling. Look up towards the ceiling if you feel all right in your neck. Let's just do a couple more of those. All right, so gently looking through towards your knees or towards your toes if you're feeling flexible today. But what I want you to do is just feel how that's nourishing through your spine as you move it slowly. That's good. That's good towards your knees. And look up towards the ceiling nice and gently. Work at your own speed, all right? So you don't need to look at me. It's hump and hollow, and it's just working through that spine. Now, finish that off. Come back to a neutral spine and just give your wrists a bit of a shake out there. You can sit your bum back onto your heels if you're comfortable in that movement as well. So just take a breather before we move into the next one. This next one is box balance. So it's really good for your tummy, all right, and all those muscles in your bum and your shoulders as well. Now, take one leg out behind you. Take one arm out in front of you. Now that might be enough. If you can, lift that leg off the floor. Feel how you've worked your bum muscle there. Can you now take your arm off the floor, look forwards and down to keep your neck in a straight line. Now you may very well be wobbling, that is fine, that is good. It shows that your back and your tummy are working really effectively. All right, pop that foot down, pop the hand down and draw them back in so you're back on those all fours again. You might want to take a bit of a breather. All right, otherwise, come in and do the other side. So it's leg out, it's arm out, it's lift onto those 3 points, and then lift onto 2 if you can. Nice big stretch through, nice easy breathing. You can lengthen as much as you feel comfortable today. All right, very good, very good. Pop the foot down, pop the hand down, and come on back into all fours. Now I'm just going to do one each side, but if you want to do more, you go for it. All right, otherwise, let's come on back up to standing. So, use a support if you need to. Remember, it's get the stronger, stand up as you wish, but it's quite good to start with a stronger leg. So you can use that as your anchor to push on up. All right, good. And give those legs a bit of a wiggle again. Now, how are you feeling now you're stood up again? All right, just take a moment just to get the sort of blood coming back all through your body. You might want to wiggle those feet a bit. All right, you are doing brilliantly. You're doing absolutely brilliantly. Now, we're going to do 2 more exercises now we're standing back up. And these are going to be much slower. And they're just going to work on your balance a bit more because it's really, really good to keep all those balance mechanisms working. This first one is simple, but it's hard. I'm going to get you to stand on one leg. Hold a support if you need to. Look into the distance. You don't need to look at me because I may very well be wobbling. I want you to take one foot towards your bum. That's good. And stand up as tall as you can and stay there for 10, 9, 8, 7, good, 6, 5. Now do 4 more. How are you doing? How is that ankle doing? Well done. And put your foot down and have a wiggle out. How was that? Now you probably chose, like me, my strongest leg first. So be careful now on this second leg that you're choosing. All right, because I suspect it's your weaker one. It might not be, but it quite possibly is. So just be careful. Take the lock off the knee, put your weight on it. Stand up as tall as you can first. All right, and then take the foot behind you and have a go at standing on one leg. Now, I don't know how you feel today. You may be feeling absolutely fine, like, yeah, I'm a boss. If you want to, you can turn your head side to side. All right, up to you. See how you're feeling, see how you're feeling, see how you're feeling. 5 more seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, how's that posture? 2, I was reminding myself, 1, and you can pop that foot down and give yourself a wiggle out. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. All right, you happy to do one more balance one? This one is about narrowing your base. So naturally, we've got hip width apart. What I want you to do is take your feet together. All right, so you're already on that bit of a balance challenge. Can you now hold a support if you need to? Take one foot so it is in front of the other foot. All right, so you're on a tightrope. Now your weight naturally goes onto that back foot. So see if you can bring it forwards so that your weight is now evenly through those feet. Now, how are you feeling? This could very well be enough. If you want to, and you're not holding on, you can reach the arms out. But again, see how you're feeling in your arms today and use that as a bit of a balance. all right? Like you're on a tightrope. Wonderful, wonderful. And relax those arms. Keep hold of support if you need to. And unravel that leg. Good. And give it a wiggle out. You are doing brilliantly. We need to do the other side, so I want you to see how you feel with the other leg in front. All right, so bring your feet so they're together. That might be enough. See how you're feeling? If you can take the other heel in front, all right, you go for it. So just wiggle those feet around. You need to be able to feel, don't you, where your feet are. You can have a look down if you want to, but that can put you off your balance, so just be careful. Now remember the weight. It needs to come so that it's over the midline here. Good, good. And those ankles, they naturally wobble, don't they? They naturally wobble, so everything's working really hard. So go with it. Arms out again if you want to. Stretch them out as much as you feel comfortable. All right, doesn't matter. Just as long as you feel comfortable, you can use them as a bit of a balance, that's all. And it feels quite nice. You're like, oh, yeah. Terrific, terrific. You can pop your hands back down, support if you need to, and unravel those feet. Wonderful. And give them a wiggle out. You're great. We are almost there. Last couple of minutes is just to stretch now. So I'm going to do these stretches standing up. You can do them in a chair. Sometimes they're nice to do on the floor, but for now, we're just going to stretch them out standing up. So take one leg in front. Put your weight onto that back leg. Push your bottom up towards the ceiling and give yourself a lovely stretch through that hamstring muscle. Now, look sort of downwards so that you don't lift your neck and that's it, sort of crank through there. So just look forward and slightly down. Feel the stretch coming in the back of your hamstring. This is really good for putting socks on, shoes on. It's really good for any time you need to get down towards your feet. Come on up and you can change sides, all right? So other leg goes in front. Pop your hands on the leg that's going to be bent. Up it goes towards the ceiling. Push that bottom up. Hands on the thighs. Look forwards and slightly down so you keep that lovely, nice long neck. Nice, easy breathing throughout. Tilting those hip bones up towards the ceiling. You can see that this would work quite nicely sitting down on a chair. All right, lovely. All right, up you come. Let me show you that from the side. Take one leg in front. Pop your bottom up towards the ceiling. There you go. All right, so can you feel how that lovely long stretch is coming through the back of the hamstring? This is the one that's really good for getting down towards your feet, putting on your shoes, tying up laces, and up you come. Wonderful. Give it a bit of a wiggle out there. Great. Take your feet so they are wide. All right, upper body stretch here. We're going to stretch out the waist. Put one hand on the hip. Take your other arm up towards the ceiling. That's good. And then lean over. So what I want you to feel is that reach through the waist. If you want to, you can keep the arm low and stretch. All right, entirely up to you. Just see how you're feeling today. Come on back to the middle and lift. And then change sides. All right, so you need to lean and reach. See how you're feeling on this side. Remember, the arm can be here if you would rather. It's just about trying, if you can, to get that bit of stretch through all those muscles in the rib cage. Wonderful. Come on back into the middle. Relax through those arms. Very good. Now, I need to stretch off these thighs because these have worked really hard today. So bring your feet in. Hold a support if you need to, because this is standing on one leg again, all right? So it's heel up towards your bottom. You can grab hold of the laces or the sock. Now, once you're here, can you lift tall and push those hips forwards? All right, it's quite a tricky one, this to do. All right, so if your balance isn't feeling up to it today, I'm going to show you a different stretch. All right, you can relax that down, give it a wiggle out. Now do the other side, but if you want to, you can stretch it out like this instead. You can take that one leg back, all right, and you can just push those hips forwards. All right, so just if you don't feel like you want to do that balancing stretch, This is also brilliant. It's trying to just stretch through the front of the hip flexor there and into the thigh. So do either, all right? Do either one here. See how you're feeling. Okay, come on back into the middle. Give everything a wiggle out again. Terrific. Right, last stretch for me. All right, last one. Feet are wide. Take your arms out. All right, take them low or take them high. Stretch out as much as you can, as much as you feel comfortable with. Lift the chest. Well done. Take a nice deep breath. Ease it down and just do that one more time. You ready? Steady? Oh, you've done brilliantly today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that was all right. Very well done. And have a well-earned rest.
Hello, I'm Frances. I'm one of the instructors for Generation Games, and I'm going to take you through some Tai Chi today. You can do this standing or seated. I'm going to be standing, but if you need to sit down at any point, do. So if you'd like to start swaying from side to side like this, the first move here is called the Golden Dragon wagging its tail. And it just gets your arms, your wrists, and your shoulders working. If you're standing, it can work your waist a little bit more than if you're sitting. But you can probably see that my legs move gently with it as well, and the whole of my body is moving, and that's part of what Tai Chi is all about. Okay, so we're going to move on from this one now, and instead of going side to side, we go up and down. This is the Jade Phoenix nodding its head. All these moves have some wonderful names. Some of the translations are a little peculiar. I'll tell you one later. But some of them are actually quite poetic, and hopefully they'll help you feel the move. And again, it's just a gentle movement. Focused on the arms, but again, my legs are gently moving with it. If you're seated, then obviously they won't be. Okay, and then the next move, coming up and down. Chinese figure 8, drifting fragrantly. Not quite sure what the fragrance is. If your shoulders are a little stiff, this is a lovely one for gently encouraging. A little bit more movement through your arms and through your shoulders. I've had somebody liken it to stroking the mane of their horse and down along the back. Somebody else suggested to me it was like stroking down a velvet curtain. If you take any idea that works for you, just feel that it helps you have a smooth and pleasant sensation with the movement. And then this one goes very neatly into playing a stringed instrument. That's the translation. I tend to think of playing the piano because I did as a child. But try and have all your fingers moving. Have a quick look. If there's one or two that tend not to, particularly if they're the stiff ones, then just give them a little bit more extra focus. My English is really good today. A little bit more focus. And make sure that they're joining in as well. And now we're going to turn the hands over so they're palm up. And imagine you've got a bowl of water in each hand, and you're circling around, trying not to spill the water. Now, this is the one I said I have to be careful with the name. The translation is a pair of monk's bowls circling. And you can have a giggle at home about that one. Okay, but I like to feel of it. The bowl of water You know those scented floating candles? Imagine you've got a floating candle on each bowl. And as they come towards you, you can smell it. And as it goes away, the scent drifts away as well. Now change direction, go round the other way. That can be quite hard to keep your hands palm up. So if you find that you're starting to tip the water out of the bowl, have a bit of a rest and then join in again. Or you may find that it was hard to do when we first started, and as things are loosening up, you're finding it easier and your hands are a little bit more upright. Okay, we're going to move a little bit more now. Going to sway one way and then the other. And again, you can do it seated. If you're standing, you'll tend to rock from one foot to the other. And you see both palms face the same way. And you see lotus leaf swaying in the breeze. So just imagine that nice, warm spring or summer breeze. And it might be the lotus leaves. It might be the willow tree down by the stream. But have the feeling of that gentle little trickle of breeze. Just stirring the vegetation. Come back to centre. Now imagine you're holding a ball, just a small one, and we're circling round. Now I could circle round just from the elbows like this, but it's not, it's a whole body movement. From the waist if you're seated, but through your legs as well if you're standing. If you just really feel that you're holding something between your hands, it'll help you get that unified movement. And then just like the other move, we reverse the direction. You'll probably find this way is a little hard. You don't feel quite so smooth on it. We always do the easy side first. Now, if you're getting tired by now, do not feel that you have to complete the whole sequence. You can stop at any time. And then try it again another day, maybe do a minute more. The important thing is to do something that helps you feel good and helps you improve what's going on. Right, rowing the boat. Hold your oars and push forwards and pull back. And we're pushing high and we're pulling low. Now, to make it easier if you're standing, if you just put one foot forwards a bit, you can rock forwards and backwards. So just row the boat. If you have the feeling of pushing the oars and then pulling them, you might suddenly find there's some muscles in your tummy that are saying, oh, I'm doing something as well. Okay, and then we change legs, so we balance up. Push and pull. see the whole of the body involved in the movement. Nothing's hard, nothing's strenuous. You never force anything. But these gentle exercises often help you improve movement and balance. Okay, now circle your arms round. Okay. It's called the Buddhist prayer wheels. You've probably seen the vertical cylinders that you spin at Buddhist temples. This is a horizontal version. So you just gently roll it through. And then again you change direction. Quite a nice little bit of recovery time after rowing that boat. And then we move on, rocking the baby, or rocking Bodhidharma. So your hands are slightly spaced. And we're coming to the closing sections now. The next one, it's called forcing the wind into your ears, which sounds a bit daft, but hands go up towards your ears and down again. And if you have the feeling that you're cupping the air, cupping the wind, you can actually feel like you're almost creating a little pressure against your ears. If it doesn't work for you, don't worry about it. Just do the movement just the same. One day maybe you'll feel it. If not, it's still a nice little exercise. Gets your elbows moving, gets your shoulders moving. And again, if you're standing and keeping your knees slightly soft as we have been, you've got that soft movement through your legs all the time. It's amazing how much work the legs do. If you're seated, again, don't worry about the legs. You've still got the upper body work. You may find if you're doing, first few times you do this, you just do it seated, but then you might try 1 or 2 exercises standing and gradually increase. Now this one moves on from forcing into the ears. The dazzling golden light. Remember the children playing with binoculars and spectacles? So very similar movement, but bring it up. And just try and focus through your binoculars into the distance. Now this one is swaying, both hands clasped together is the translation, which isn't very exciting, but I like to call it stirring the Christmas pudding. I've just linked my fingers together, and it's the biggest Christmas pudding I've ever seen. Let's stir it round. And again, there's weight change. If you're seated, it goes from buttock to buttock. If you're standing, it goes from foot to foot. And because you're going forwards with the arms, you can probably feel how your balance is changing as you rock around that circle. And again, like the other exercises, change the direction. you just bring your hands together in the meditation position, the prayer position, the namaste, and just let your eyes close. Let your shoulders relax. And let your breathing happen. Just become aware of it. You may find it's a little deeper than usual. You may find it feels easier, more comfortable. But use this as an opportunity to let your shoulders relax and your mind to calm. So just think about your breathing, focus on it, and the breath in and the slow breath out. Breath in and the slow breath out. Release your hands to your sides, open your eyes, give yourselves a bow. Thank you.